Hey, welcome back to class. Let's go ahead and get started with our review. Today we're going to start off with sideways strike number 1 and begin. These are our reviews. We should know this by now. Let's see if we can get a little bit of decent speed, a little bit of movement. If you're still not quite comfortable with it, you can do it while standing still. But at this point, I would like you to start moving around. I am, of course, going under the assumption that you've already passed to earn your yellow belt, so you know these techniques. Well, you know the ones that were required before, so we're just kind of running through them. If you have not passed your yellow belt exam, make sure that you go back, study all the other classes, and then go ahead and test for your yellow belt so that you'll be caught up. All right, let's go to sideways strike number 2. Bring it over the head each time. Feel comfortable? You can try to swing it with a little bit of power, a little bit of speed. You can also move around as you're doing this. If you want to change directions, it can make it a little bit more difficult as you're spinning, striking. So if it's too easy, mix it up. All right, we're gonna go sideways strike number 3 now. So this is our around the neck. Still try to make sure that you're doing that upward 3 right up that center line. Same thing, feel free to move around, feel free to spin around as you're doing the strikes. Again, these are just ways that you can make something that's maybe simple for you a little bit more difficult by adding some extra movement. All right, let's go sideways strike number 4. So a few on each side. Make sure you're going underneath that elbow and throwing it out. Other side. And sideways strike number 5, it's just like a 2. Now we pull it out, raise it up just slightly, and up. Again, about 10 centimeters on each side. Now we're gonna go variation strikes. Variation strike number 1. Remember, right down the center line, stop at about chest, shoulder height, and then go for a sideways strike. Upward 3. Second variation strike. Now we go down the center line and to our second sideways strike, bringing it over the head. All right, now we're gonna go variation strike number 3. Down the center, and then around the neck. Upward 3. Down the center, around the neck, upward 3. Sometimes I go a little bit too sideways for my reset, so let's try to make sure that we are going upwards for that reset. So pause it right in the center. Don't loop it in this big motion. Stop down and go around. And now let's go variation strike number 4. So sideways, downwards. Forehand, downwards. Forehand, downwards. Again, if you feel comfortable, feel free to start walking around. For me, sometimes it gets boring if I'm just doing everything, just standing here. And on the exam, you just do it standing there just to show that you can do the technique. But it's a lot more fun, at least for me, to practice moving around while I'm doing this. It's also more difficult and I miss it more often, but you know what? Who cares? Because it's training. Let's do a few more. And forward strike number 1. Try to get that pop. And same thing, I like to stand in a stance with the same leg lead instead of just being here while doing this. Let's go other side. Forward strike number 2. Other side. Underneath the arm, forward strike number 3. Other side. And this one goes directly under the arm. I know I did one with the spin. Shoot it out directly under the arm. And forward number 4. Now we have the spin. Shoot out, add the spin, back under. Shoot out, spin, under. Other side. Extended strike number 1. Make that big circle. Extension. Extended strike number 2. Big loop, small loop, under. Big, small, under. Again, you notice I like to change my stance whenever I'm doing this. Personal preference, you can just do this. And this is still technically correct. So if it's still a little bit confusing or you're missing it too many times, feel free to do that. If you want, you can practice switching the stances as well. All right, extend number 3. Down, behind the back. Big loop, behind the back. And extended strike number 4. Big loop, small loop, back. Big, small, back. All right, now we're gonna go blocks. And then we're gonna go 1 through 5, the way that I showed you in the last class, right? So I'm going to have a lead leg, and really I use the lead leg so that I know which side I'm doing the 4 and 5 on, so that I can switch each time and not just do the same side. All right, so here, 1, 2, 3. Now I go 4 towards the lead leg first. 4, 5, and I'm gonna switch 1, 2, 3, 4 to the lead leg, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Next thing we're gonna do angled gripping, all right? So any of the options that we know so far, we know a lot of options now, all right? So we've got just regular gripping, we've got angled up this direction, we can go the other way on that direction, and so I could do 2, right, that way, 2 this way. We've got side gripping, we've got side with a spin, we've got downward angles, and we have downward angles with a spin, right? So we're gonna mix it up. 3 minutes. I want you to stand with your dominant leg in front. You can switch around if you want. I just don't want you to stand squared. Right? So if you want to do this way for a little while and then you want to do this way for a little while, cool, you're welcome to. All right, 3 minutes, ready, begin. And just do your gripping, all right? Different ways of gripping. I want you to mix it up, all right? So sometimes, and if you want, you can just go kind of upwards and then 2 to this side, 2 to this side, 2 here, add the spin, downward angled, downward with a spin, right? So if you think you're gonna forget something, do that. Personally, I would like you to just kind of mix it up, right? And do random ones, right? Because it makes it a little bit more difficult whenever you're doing that, right? Just try to play around with it. But again, it's up to you. Do it however you would like to do it. And you see, I'm still missing them, and that's fine, right? I need to practice this as well. I haven't practiced as much as I should, and that's why it's incorporated in this, so I can train too. When you're doing this, I want you to try to keep your eyes on something, right? So for me, I got a camera. I can look at my camera while I'm doing this, but I'm not gonna be looking at the grips, right? I want to be watching my opponent while I'm doing whatever grip it is that I'm doing. If I want to switch legs, I can do that as well, and that's fine. If I want to just practice some footwork patterns, if you know any, you're welcome to. Okay. Nothing else, just practice some forward and backward pressing, right? You could do a press footwork or you could do a skip footwork. Either way, I don't really care. Mix it up, right? If you feel comfortable. If you're just still at this point where you're practicing this, or you're missing too many times, that's fine as well, right? You can practice just in this stance, or you can move around. It's up to you. You'll probably miss it a little bit more if you move around. I don't mind. That's why we're training. Now, if you miss it and it bounces, just try to shoot something out and throw it again, right? You're gonna miss it, guarantee it. If you don't, awesome, you're doing better than I am. And that's time. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna learn the outward spins, outward sideways spins, right? So an outward sideways spin looks like this, right? So this is a lower portion, right? And this is upper portion. This would be essentially an inside, and this would be an outside, right? When it's up here, because if I turn it, right, you can now see that this is outside, and this is outward, right? Which is why when it's here, this could still be an outside, but I might call it top and bottom because it's above the chuck versus here, which is below the chuck. So just because it's sideways, it might be a little bit different, a little bit easier to understand, but it's still outward because when I adjust it back to this direction, the chuck is now moving, or still moving outward, and then I can just angle it sideways. Okay, so we're gonna practice that. The way that you can practice that is you can start off and kind of, I mean, if you want, you could really just start off like a angle 4 or a side stripe 4 and go here. Right? And add a few spins. You could start off with both hands here, close together, kind of like a backhand, and then go in here. So the outward sideways strikes, they're backhand strikes. And so if you want to pull it across, backhand strike. And now I typically will use the lower one a little bit more than I'll use the top one. Granted, I will go and do figure eights every now and then. But right now, just pick one. Whether you want to do top one or bottom one, up to you. Gravity usually says bottom one's easier. So just spin this around a few times. If you mess up, right, just start again. Remember, it's a backhand strike, just like a side four, and then just add a few spins. Now notice, the chuck that I'm holding is relatively still. Obviously I have to move it a little bit to keep the momentum going, but I'm not rolling at my wrist, right? And chances are I had to actually adjust that so I didn't hit myself, because if I roll too much, I'm just gonna end up hitting myself. So keep it relatively still at the chuck that you're holding and move the other one. The rotation point is at the end of the chuck that I'm holding. All right, let's go ahead and grab the other side. Start off backhand. Again, you can practice the top or the bottom. I use the bottom a little bit more, so that's the one I'm gonna practice. You also can hear that clicking sound. My mic probably picks that up. But that's about how I want it. That shows that I'm doing it at the end of the chuck, not rolling. Right? It's a little bit more prevalent with these ones versus sideways, but it is what it is. Keep that going sideways. That's a bad angle. If your angle starts to get off, right, see how I'm kind of doing it, it's almost in front of me now, right? You can either reset and go again, or you can practice just changing. Just know, when I'm trying to change that, a lot of the time, it'll require more shoulder and arm movement in order to reset where that's at. It's gonna be hard to do it just at the wrist, right? So if I'm doing this, it's kind of like a shield in front of me. Just trying to change it at the wrist, I can do it, but it's a little bit harder. If I use a little bit more arm, right? Shoulder, it makes it easier for me to get the adjustment needed. And that's something you're just gonna have to feel, practice around with. You might be like, this is difficult. Just work on it. It all comes in time. If you mess up, start again. Backhand strike and roll that. If you wanna go on the top, you can. Just know you usually have to put a little bit more into it on the top, because gravity says it wants to be down here at the bottom. Right? A lot of time you'll have to drop, and notice I have a lot more motion whenever I'm doing that. Right up here, the tip has to be above my hand, obviously. If I try to do it here and I'm trying to go to the top, but the chuck is straight with my hand, a lot of the time it just collides into my hand, so I have to angle this upwards a little bit so that it goes above my hand whenever I'm doing this. All right, so that is our outward sideways spins. Right, could be a figure eight if we go top bottom, but if we just stay on the bottom, it's just a spin. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a combination. So we're gonna do this combination for about 3 minutes. The combination is gonna start off with a sideways four, but we're gonna add that spin. Now the spin's gonna be at the bottom. We're gonna catch it here. Now with this bottom hand here, we're gonna do an upward two. Then we're gonna go downward five, downward four. Now this top hand here goes all the way back around underneath that elbow, and then we throw that sideways four with the spin again, okay? And then it just repeats up two, down five, down four. All right, ready? Begin. So we've got our side four with a spin, upward number two, downward number five, downward number four, reach over the head, under the elbow, side four with the spin, up two, down five, down four, I did it with a figure eight, sorry, over, side four with the spin, up two, down five, down four, over, side four with the spin, up two, down five. All right, I had to check something, keep going, down four. All right, and as always, when you feel more comfortable with this, you can start to pick up the speed. You don't have to go at my speed. You can go faster than me, or you can go slower than me. Just know if you're missing it too many times, you might want to slow down just a little bit. side forward spin, up 2, down 5, down 4, side forward spin, 2, 5, 4, forward spin, 2, 5, 4. Keep that going. You don't have to go too fast. Go at whatever pace feels the most comfortable for you. Keep this going. I don't know what I was doing there. All right, and that's time. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna learn another combination, but now this is an official combination, right? So as you know, I give you a bunch of combinations, usually to practice whatever the new technique is for that class. Today, we have basic combination number 3. So, right, we have basic combination number 1, basic combination number 2. We needed to know those for the yellow belt test. Now we're on basic combination number 3, which is an official one. So you'll hear me say it, and then you just have to remember the pattern, okay? So I'm gonna give you a chance to guess what it is. Basic combination number 1 was up 1, or was down 1, up 1, side 1, variation 1, and then forward 1. Number 2 was the same thing, but with the second strike. So can you guess what number 3 is? All right, if you said down 3, up 3, side 3, variation 3, forward 3, you would be incorrect. I just want to mess with you guys. All right, so it's completely different, but we still open the same way, and we'll still close at the end. So we open up here, we do an upward 3 to get ready, and now it's a down 1, then it's a upward number 7, bring it up and over. We're going to a sideways number 4. Now once we catch that sideways number 4 behind our back, what we're gonna do is we're gonna raise our elbow up, we're gonna point the chuck downwards and around, and we're gonna move to the basic stance number 5. Remember, basic stance number 5 is this, where this is underneath. So I was still holding this as I went from this position to this position. Right? So watch again, I'm here, I bring my elbow up and over this, point that chuck downwards, and point it back upwards. Now from here, we're gonna shoot this out into a downward strike, number 2, and then up 3. Grab, present, and close, just like that, okay? So let's go ahead and let's practice this for a bit. Open up, and we're just doing it on one side. These official ones are just on one side. Upward 3 to begin. So we've got down 1, upward number 7, bring it over our head, sideways number 4, transition to a basic stance number 5, shoot it out for a downward strike number 2, and then raise up, upward strike number 3. Reach over, grab, present. Close it, right foot, left foot, bow. Again, open, present, up, down 1, up 7, over the head, side 4, transition to basic stance number 5, shoot it out, down 2, up 3, close, bow. Again, open, and now. What we're gonna do now is we're not gonna open and close each time. I think you understand that. We're just gonna practice this combination from here. So down 1, up 7, over, side 4, transition, basic stance number 5, shoot it out, down 2, up 3. And let's go again. 1, up 7, over, side 4, transition, basic stance number 5, down 2, up 3. Down 1, up 7, side 4, transition, down 2, up 3. 1, 7, side 4, transition, down 2, up 3. And let's keep this going, just on this one side for now. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. Down 1, up 7, over the head, side 4, transition, basic stance 5, down 2, up 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2. That was bad too. I hit my hand. 2, 3. And let's do it one more time. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. And let's close it. Present and bow. Okay, so now what we're gonna do the same thing just on the other side. All right, so let's go ahead, just put it on the other side, start here. This is not the official side, you only need to do the side that we just did, but let's practice it because why not? Down 1, up 7. I never actually practiced this side, so let's see it. And then side 4, the body's not as used to it. Transition, keep that still underneath. Down 2, up 3. And again, just from this position. 1, 7, 4, transition, 2, 3. 1, up 7, catch behind the back, over the head, 4, transition, down 2, up 3. 1, 7, over the head, 4, transition, down 2, up 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2. That wasn't a 3. 3, yeah, that's what I meant to do. Again, 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. 1, 7, 4, 2, 3. Let's do it one more time. 1, 7, 4, transition, 2, 3, reach over, present, and close. Awesome. So next thing we're gonna do is we're going to review link kata 1, first link kata. Right? Still just kind of reviewing it. We'll later on add to it. Let's do it 5 times, right? And each time we're gonna change our angle, just like we've done in the past. So we're here, bow, open up, sideways grip, present it to the front, step back with the right, step forward, down 2, step forward, down 2, side 1, pivot, up 3. Variation 2, over the head, side 2, over the head, up 3, grab, present, bow. Take a few steps back, and again, bow, open, side grip. Make sure you're looking forward with the side grip, not looking at the grip. Present, step back, 2, 2, 1, 3, variation 2, side 2, up 3. Present, bow, step back, bow, open, side grip, present, step back, down 2, side 1, pivot, up 3, variation 2, side 2, up 3, present, bow, step back, bow, open, grip, present, step back, down 2, side 1, pivot, variation, ooh, I missed it, variation twice. All right, failed that one. Let's finish this. All right, now one more time, make it 5. Step back, maybe I won't miss it so many times. Present, side grip, present, down 2, side 1, pivot, up 3, variation 2, side 2, up 3, bow. All right, so again, just a basic review. Just want to kind of keep it fresh. I don't want you to forget it because we do have to build onto that. Next thing we're gonna do, gripping. All right, let's see. Can I beat 70 today? Can you beat 50 today? Can you beat 60 today? You can beat 60 today, right? Yeah. This is class number 51. You could probably beat 60, or at least beat 51 grips, right? Yeah, we'll see. All right, on your mark, get set, go. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Time. All right, I definitely beat it. I think I got 73. Cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. Happy, I know I beat that one. So we'll see, because I counted 70 and then I was like, where's the timer? Where's the timer? Where is it? There it is, cool. I wish I had it on a screen in front of me saying how fast or how much time it is so I can know to go faster or not. I just don't, but you guys got it somewhere over there. Hopefully your screen's big enough where you can actually see it though. Maybe. All right, shake your arms out. We get 2 more sets of this. I'm gonna see if I can beat 70 for all of them today. And at least try not to drop it. I'm probably gonna drop it a few times. It's okay. It's okay if you drop it. Just pick it back up and keep going. Don't give up just because you drop it. Pick it back up, push a little harder. You might not make the goal time, but you might do better than you expected. So just don't give up. That's the key. All right, let's get ready. Go this way this time. On your mark, get set, go. 30, 40, 50, 70. Time. All right, I think I got 73 again, maybe 72. I'm getting there. I'm proud of myself. How you doing? Feeling good? Right? Are you beating your times? Remember, the goal is just to be better than yesterday. Your goal isn't to be better than me, at least not yet, maybe later. I mean, if you want your goal to be better than me, sure, but I've probably been doing this a lot longer. But it's not a bad goal. I don't mind if you're better than me. Maybe you're a really fast learner and you become better than me quick. If you are, if you're getting higher scores than me, let me know down below. I wanna know, I really do. I don't care if you're better than me. My goal is practicing. My goal is to be better than me too, so we can have the same goal. Be better than me. Be better than yesterday me. All right, shake it out a little bit. I was death gripping a little bit too much. I almost lost it at one point, but I was like, no, I can't drop it, not yet. So we'll see. Last one. Maybe I can get 3 in a row that are above 70. I think that'll be the first time that I would be able to do it. Maybe. All right, let's give it a shot. All right, mark. Get set. Go. All right, I definitely got 74 at least. 75 is questionable. Cool. That was the first time I've done above 70 3 times in a row, right? I guess that means I have to start trying to go for 80. Ooh, that's hard. Wish I had somebody press the button for me. I feel like the first 2 are a little wobbly because I'm going from here to here. I can do it. One of these days. Maybe by the time we're going through a green belt material, then maybe I'll be able to. We'll see. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do today is we're going to do sparring freestyle. So I'm gonna bring my bag out. You guys know how this works already. We've done this a few times. You know, I really like how easy it is to pull out. It's great for nunchucks, but whenever I'm doing Taekwondo, it's bad because it has no water in it. I need to fill this thing up. All right, we're gonna do 3 minutes. If I say high or up, you know, block 1 or 3. If I say left, you can block 4, you could block 5, you could block 2. Same thing with the right. If I say strike, just strike. And after, if I say high, right, do a high block of some sort and then strike. If I say right or left, do a block of some sort and then strike. I want you to practice counter back quickly instead of just blocking and then kind of going back. Take that opportunity to attack, right? In sport nunchaku, if you block, you don't have to do a grip change. You can immediately counter back, right? So take advantage of that rule. Right? It's just good in any sort of martial arts, right? If you block, that's your opportunity. Pop, pop. You need to block and then hit them back quickly before they bring their weapon back and they can block themselves. All right, so we're gonna do this for 3 minutes. Your mark, get set, go. Remember, you're out at a distance. Just moving the chucks around, maybe practicing some of those gripping, and strike. Make sure you're out at a far enough distance that you have to hop in for the strike. High. Left. Strike. Strike. Right. Strike. Left. Keep the chucks moving at all times. Keep that distance. Strike. Strike. Left. High. Right. Left. High. Strike. Tried something, it didn't work out too well for me. High. Left. Strike. Right. High. Left. High. Strike. strike, right, left, strike, high, right, high, strike, strike, time. Get your breath. All right, guys, so I'm gonna quickly recap what we went over today. First, we started off with our review. Our review was sideways 1 through 5, and then we did variations 1 through 4, forward strikes 1 through 4, and then blocks 1 through 5. After that, we did 3 minutes of angle gripping. Remember, you could go here, you could go this direction, same thing the other direction too, that way. You could go side gripping, you could go side with a spin, you could go downward angle, catching it ideally, and then downward angle with a spin. And ideally you're doing this from more of a sparring stance and keeping your eyes forward, not looking at the chucks that you're trying to catch. Next thing we did was our outward sideways circles. And so I did most of them downwards. You could have done them upwards as well, right? And it's that backhand type strike. From there we went to combinations. The first combination was a sideways 4 with a spin. And then we did a upward 2, downward 5, downward 4, and then brought it back over and did the same thing, sideways 4, and continued on, right? After that, we learned basic combination number 3. Basic combination number 3 is our opening. Start by raising it up, like an upward 3, and then down 1, up 7, bring it over, side 4, transition to basic stance number 5, shoot out a downward 2, and then an upward 3, reach over, present, and close, right? After we did that, we did first link kata. We did it 5 times, just reviewing it. We did our 3 sets of gripping. Your goal was 50 or above, and then we did 3 minutes of freestyle sparring, right? Hopefully you enjoyed today's class. If you did, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, go buy headgear so you can start hitting each other with nunchucks safely. Keep that in mind. And yeah, I will see you in the next class, and I hope you have a great day.